Express. They did send me that. They received the shoes already.
Oh yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing like getting new shoes. Let's go! Come on! You ready to start this?
You can start it. It's not. There we go. Finally.
Watch the ads that suck.
Zombie out. Okay. Cool.
All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Ready to lock in this deal?
Yeah.
If there's a little bit of noise, as you know, there's construction going on our house, so pardon the noise. All right? You ready to go?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's lock in.
Okay. Andy Murray says brutal at Serena Williams, but center court is extremely slippy out there.
Slippery.
That's why he put slippy out there.
Slippy?
Yeah, not easy to move out there.
All right, let's get right into this.
Alrighty.
Hello and welcome back to another 5K tennis discussion. Today is a open discussion as always with all of us in terms of day 2 of my favorite time of the year, Wimbledon. So Carla, I think her favorite time of the year is the U.S. Open. So she likes kind of that Labor Day weekend.
Mm-hmm.
If we cut out, if this video just stops streaming, sorry in advance. Construction, bad internet on the island which we live, off the coast of Alabama. Sometimes it will just cut off. If that occurs, sorry in advance. We'll start a part 2. So sorry ahead of time. All right. Very sorry that these first 2 days of shows during majors, we do them every day, have been kind of in the middle of the matches. In other words, the matches aren't completed yet. We have Kyrgios going on the court right now.
Yeah, I actually wanted to see that match, but
yeah,
we have to do the show because we have to make money. We have to work, you know. This morning he took the dog because our dog has tumors everywhere, and I had to do lessons, and so I try to catch up with some matches. He came back to watch Fed play. Then we got to go back out again. So it's just a busy schedule this summer. Got to do it though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's show will be late. We don't have a break tomorrow. We had morning lessons today and then evening lessons to teach this evening. Tomorrow there is no break. So the show tomorrow night will be sometime around 9:00 p.m. Central Standard Time. And here it is 2:25 p.m. Central Standard Time. So about 7 hours later tomorrow night than it is now. Okay?
Well, yeah, because tomorrow I'm looking at our schedule. Well, we could do it in between. We might be able to do it in between. We can't. No, never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind.
For all of you playing the fantasy teams and the tennis racket or $250 giveaway competitions, round 1 isn't done. There's some round 1 matches that are going to carry into tomorrow. But I do want to say one thing. Everyone is still very much in. I know there's been a lot of players, and if you're new to playing this game or the fantasy team game, remember, most of the players that you pick, other people pick. It's just the few little ones that maybe you are unique in picking that they aren't, that makes the winner prevail. So, but I do have to say one thing to Gene Swart out there. Serena Williams just lost. We're going to talk about that. We had Federer that luckily, and I mean luckily, was not a walkover, but Manarino could not finish. I watched the match, the entire match. And we watched the entire Serena Williams match. So we're talking.
Which was like super short.
After the Serena Williams loss, and the Tsitsipas loss, and the Kvitova loss, there are only 8 players remaining. 8 players that are remaining for the $250. Okay, 8 players. But the beautiful thing about that is those that didn't pick these players, Kvitova, Serena, Tsitsipas.
I don't know who picks
the people that they picked, the draw's open for now. So I really think we're going to be giving that $250 away. All right. Anyway, there's only one player though, and all of the fantasy team players that has a perfect draw as of right now. Given that we still have a lot of first round matches left to play, and that's Gene Swart. He's not on though. That's okay. He did not pick Serena Williams, and he did not pick Kvitova. He did not pick Tsitsipas, and that's pretty good. That's pretty good here. All right. Anyway, enough said. Let's start with Roger Federer or Serena Williams match. You guys start.
Let's start with Serena because that's some people are asking. Cortera said, "What happened to Serena? I haven't checked the score." Sinisa says Serena should really retire. Well, she came out strapped. It wasn't her leg strapped. Her leg was strapped already. We know that. Did she even play any warm-ups for grass? None, right? She had I watched the video on replay. She's hitting her forehand, hitting another forehand. Looked like she kind of slipped, but she never fell onto the grass. So we know the grass is slippery. We've seen a lot of people fall lately. We saw Djokovic fall many times. You know, everybody should ask Djokovic, how do you fall gracefully and get back up? Because that guy never gets injured.
Serena did not fall.
She didn't fall.
Let's get that out of the bag.
Look.
And if anyone thinks the grass, people slipping on it, is something new, come on.
Alpha says, so sad for Serena, but a lot of players complaining about Santa Cruz conditions too slippery. Andy Murray just tweeted about it. Yeah.
We hear it every year, though, at Wimbledon.
Yeah, Ethan just sent me his tweet. But I think that her leg was strapped for a reason, right? To me, and I think Ryan sent me a message and many more, it's time to stop playing tennis. At my age, 40-something, sometimes I feel my right knee hurts, so I stop playing. You know, I don't push it. They've played so much tennis. Serena's played since she was a kid, just like Federer, just like Venus, just like many other players that are still on tour. The body takes a lot of abuse. She had her legs strapped. Not on top of that, she's a big girl, and it's slippery, and she's trying to move, and you're moving different moves. Your knees going that way, your legs going that way. I don't know. I feel so bad for her, though. I mean, you saw her in tears. I was like, here we go again. But I think it's time. I mean, she doesn't have anything to prove, Justin. She's better than Margaret Court. Does she have anything to prove?
No, she doesn't have anything to prove. But the hardest thing for an athlete to overcome is this. It's my time to not play and try to beat other players at this level. Let me make a metaphor with a totally different thing. My family, a lot of my family is military pilots. You know, they fly jet airplanes and different branches of the military. There becomes a certain point in time where these pilots, their reactions aren't as quick. They aren't able to withstand G-forces in the abdomen and so forth. So the service will say, okay, hey, you can become an instructor now, but now your time to be flying 1,200 miles an hour into like a 4G turn. That time's come to an end. What happens to a lot of those pilots? They turn to the bottle. They start drinking, right? They get depressed. They get down and out. How does this metaphor into Serena Williams or Roger Federer at this point right now? That's their thing. Any athlete competes at this level. You could say money is number one, but it's really not. Like, I've been the athlete, not obviously to that level, but there's a high involved in it. There is something that we want by going out there and having people watching our matches, to be out there, to have people clapping for us or even booing for us. You can ask the likes of Medvedev and Djokovic about that. Even negative energy pumps us up. It's something that we get high off of. And for us to just stop that, it's very difficult, especially when there is greatest of all time implications with the Margaret Court 24 majors that Serena is trying to tie. Serena did not slip on the surface. By the way, back to the grass for a second. On yesterday's show, I talked about how beautiful the hydroponic setup was of the All England club's courts. It's so much science and so much beauty that is involved underneath the courts. I wish they should give shout outs to those that created that. But Wimbledon's been going on since the late 1800s? Mm-hmm. We've been cutting grass for hundreds of years, right? So what happens when you go out and cut your beautiful green grass? Grass has water in it. I don't want to hear, the grass is slippery this year. Every blade of grass that's green on God's green earth has damn water in it. Photosynthesis, H2O, nitrogen, carbon. I'm not going to get into botany 101 here, but nonetheless, there's nothing new about grass being slippery. That's part of it. Go mow your lawn on a super hot, humid day. If your lawn's green, you're cutting grass, you got wet grass on your leg. Am I right or wrong? Mm-hmm. So I don't want to hear about that. That's why I mentioned that some of the players that can afford to have multiple pairs of custom designed shoes with cleats and spikes and knobbies and everything else, those players won't have as hard of a time with it, but even they do. But it's the players that don't have that type of luxury that will slip, but slip a lot more. Ask Manarino today. We'll talk about that in a minute. Mm-hmm. The problem Serena has is the same problem Roger Federer has, age. Okay? I've been the athlete. I'm 43. I was playing, Carl and I play competitive sets all the time, like every day, for a long time, to get a workout in, to feel good. Sometimes I know Carla and I, when we're playing, people will stop and watch and be like, "Whoa, I've never seen tennis players battle like this before." Anyway, we do it so we get a high off of it. Am I right or wrong?
True. But I don't push my body like you do.
But I think the both of us pushed our bodies for so long to the point whereas when I blew out my knee, ruptured my patellar tendon, not just an ACL, my knee snapped in half. Whack. I couldn't lift my leg with my mind. When you tell a body part lift your finger and you're telling it to do that but you can't, that was my leg. Bethany Maddox Sands had the same injury, by the way.
Yeah.
But what we are telling ourselves to do is I know my body's not old. There was an old rap song. That was Mobb Deep. Something like my mind's old, but anyway. But the mind isn't old. But the body is old. So our young mind is telling us, get out there and get it. Let's go. I got you, bro. Little young ass. I'll beat you down.
Yeah.
So what happens is the 40-year-old, the 39-year-old body, 39, 38 respectively, Roger Federer turns 40 August 8th. He was born 8th.
Yeah, because I'll be 42 August 8th.
Yeah, so same birthday.
Will I be 42? Yeah, 42. I can't.
So what I'm saying is there has to be a light switch in there that flips us to saying, okay, if I'm just running around and my knee hurts, I may not want to, try to beat the 20-year-old up the street.
Yeah, I don't try. I mean, I don't run. I mean, I play my son, but still, I know when not to push my body. I think Serena's body's had it, it's tough. She's a big girl. Sinisa, I guess she thinks never to, or a guy or girl, I'm not sure if it's a guy or girl, sorry. She thinks Graf had a better record than Serena. I haven't.
I agree. I agree with that.
When I watched Graf, her field was Graf and everyone else.
Yeah.
She really didn't have competition.
I agree.
I'm not agreeing with her. I disagree with her.
I agree with her.
I disagree. Why? Because when Graf came in, Martina, Chris Evert were close to their end of the career. Who did she beat? Mary Jo Fernandez, who could never beat her. Sabatini, who was a one-time U.S. Open champion. Natasha Zvereva, who she bageled at the French Open. Monica Seles could have stopped Steffi Graf from winning 21 slams had she not been stabbed. And we all know that. Monica Seles owned her butt. Owned her. Okay, that's where she got stabbed. So if Seles would have stayed in the picture, we wouldn't be talking about Graf. Serena came in playing Steffi Graf, Henin, who could beat her, and Manny, her sister. That there were so many players, Caprati, so many players, Davenport. She had tough competition and still played through her late 30s and 40s. Don't tell me that Graf's record was better. Graf could not hit a topspin backhand to save her.
So what the hell does that matter? Why does that even matter?
Why?
Because I disagree with you.
You're telling me that Graf had tough competition until Monica Seles came in?
Okay. This is one of those arguments where people say,
sorry.
Okay, I'd let you vent for 30 seconds. Can I get 30 seconds?
Walk 83 said Graf had no competition until
Can I get 30 seconds? Because when you get ticked off, you don't let anyone else speak. And it's all about you and you get selfish.
I love
30
Graf.
seconds, please.
I love Graf.
30 seconds.
But I disagree
30
with that
seconds.
comment. I think that was the dumbest one I've heard.
30 seconds. Please. The game of tennis evolves. Okay? It evolves. I don't even want to because you're amped up and I don't want to deal with it.
I'm not amped up.
Yeah, you're amped up.
Go ahead.
Tennis evolves, okay? How many times have you heard people say, oh, Roger Federer's era was weak? How many times have you heard people say, well, Pete Sampras'
I'm not saying
era...
it's weak.
Can I finish without you interjecting in my ear? Damn. What happens is in the evolution of tennis, it becomes kind of neutral, right? There's no outlier that's killing everybody. And then all of a sudden, the current evolution, someone new jumps on the block and morphs that evolution elsewhere. So there's no different argument of Graf coming into her era and dominating, or Sampras coming into his era and dominating, or Federer coming into his era and dominating. You can't make that argument. The tennis evolution is there, it's evolving, and then here comes someone that makes it that much better. They change the game. They're not just a little bit better than everybody else. They change the game. They make it theirs. And then everyone else that's on that neutral level wants to start getting better, and they start reaching for the stars. And then new young players are born, i.e. Nadal, i.e. Djokovic, i.e. Monica Seles, or i.e. Hingis. These players are born, and they're watching these people do their thing. And then they want to fight for that shit. They want some of that shit. And you know what? They start practicing to beat that shit. But until someone comes on the set that's got that elusive something that the current evolution doesn't have, then everybody else is stuck in the damn middle. Now, let me tell you, Graf was a game changer. Sampras was a game changer. Federer was a game changer. That's what I'm talking about. Graf, in my opinion, is the best tennis player that's ever lived. In my humble opinion.
I love her. Don't get me wrong. I play tennis because of Graf. But I disagree with that because many times I watch those slams and I would be like, her competition was awful until, not her fault, until, in my opinion, Seles came. I remember watching Seles when she was 15 years old.
Yeah, me too.
My dad took me to the US Open and I watched this girl with two hands. And my dad said, watch this girl. She's going to be a champion. And she started taking those slams from Graf like that. She just started taking them. It took a German fan, crazy ass fan, to stab her because they knew she would win many more. Graf should send, send a whole bunch of stuff to Seles because she would have never had 21 in my opinion. And we wouldn't be talking about this. Let me go to comments.
Let's go.
Let me go back from the beginning. And I love Henin too. She would be second on my list.
Steffi Graf is my favorite women's player of all time, followed by Justine Henin. Serena, in terms of overall beastliness, is number one.
Yeah.
But in terms of if you ask me as a coach and as a player and the athlete that's born,
I put Henin first.
I think Henin and Graf would be up there, like boom, 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 like right here. But I think in a category of all around and what's nice to look at on the tennis court, not in terms of physical looks, but you know how their game looks, how fluid are they, how well do they move, how graceful are they, what's their sportsmanship like. Serena is, I think, better than both. If you put all of them in their primes and had Serena play Graf and had Serena play Henin, even though Henin beat Serena quite a few times.
Yes.
But if you put I think Serena on her best day against Henin on her best day and Graf on her best day, and they had one shot at it, I think Serena takes it. But that doesn't change my mind in the fact that I would much rather watch Steffi Graf or Justine Henin play. And if I had to etch something into the history books, in my mind, that wasn't, Grand Slam totals.
Right.
I'm choosing Graf or Henin first.
Okay, and that's great. That would be opinionated.
Exactly.
Because that's who you like. I'm talking about Serena. When I say Serena has nothing to prove, and I'll go back to your comments, everybody's comment. Go anywhere in the world and say Serena and say Graf. Most people know Serena more.
But what response?
Why?
Well, okay, can I ask you a question?
Why do they know that?
Can I ask you and all of you a question about that question? Carla indicated that you can go anywhere in the world and say Serena and they'll know. And I agree. And you can do that with Federer too. We have junior students that we teach and they're quite good tennis players. Like some of them are very advanced juniors and you can ask them who anyone is on tour outside of the big names. Who is Shapovalov? What are you talking about? Anyway, the question is, she just asked is, Serena, what is the global psychological response to that question? So let's say you're some stranger in France, just pick the country, and Carla comes up to you and says, I want you to tell me your immediate thought response when I say someone's name. And you walk up to that person, you say, hey, hello, how are you? Give me your immediate thought response when I say this person's name, first and last name, without thinking. Go. Serena Williams.
The best.
Drama.
Shove
ball down throat.
Oh my God.
Osaka killer.
Osaka killer.
She ruined. Naomi.
No, now he's blaming Serena.
No, Naomi Osaka again. I don't like the media thing she's doing, but nonetheless, her maiden major, her first major ever, U.S. Open, was tarnished by a whole bunch of theatrics.
Yes.
But what does the Globe say in response to this question? And you all are global. That's why we.
Yeah, and a lot of you disagree with Justin. I think Sinisa is the only person that's saying that.
Okay.
Everybody else is saying you are right, Carla.
Look.
And I'll go back to your
Serena
comments.
Williams is excellent, great for a while there. Serena Williams did a Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition in a white bathing suit, and I love this.
We have never
She
seen
would
an
never
athlete.
let me buy that magazine. I'm not hating on her. I
We
love
have never
her.
seen an athlete.
However,
When she came out on the tour, we've never seen an athlete look like her. Yes, Martina was muscular, but she was manly looking, and that was the truth. And she.
What about Jackie Joyner-Kersee, the track runner? Forget about her. She was a
I'm talking
baller
about
too.
tennis, babe.
Oh,
We're talking about tennis.
You said athlete.
I'm talking about when she came out to. No one had seen the sisters. No one. They changed tennis. Are you telling me that Graf changed tennis and made a million kids want to go get out there and get her and play tennis?
She dominated to change the sport enough to create people like Monica Seles and people that were hungry to beat her ass.
You can't tell me that Serena and Graf had the same impact. When Serena came out, tennis became bigger. That's a fact. I was in New York. Every kid wanted to play tennis because of these sisters. Don't tell me that every kid wanted to play.
But by the way, wasn't Serena straight out of Compton? Wasn't she? Wasn't she straight out of Compton, like the first NWA album? Wasn't that true?
Yeah.
Am I right or wrong?
I guess. Thomas is saying hi. What's up, hi? Thomas, I'm not that hyped up. So if you see me,
I told you she was amped up.
I felt it from the beginning. I just don't want to scare anybody. But I just think
scare anybody.
I'm just
saying.
Scare
people do
Serena to me has nothing to prove. Again, like I said, and I'll read your comments. I think if Monica Seles had not been stabbed, we would not be talking about Graf as much. We would probably be talking about Monica Seles. Because here was another lady that came out with two hands and she hit that damn ball. She hit that ball so hard that Graf sometimes didn't know what to do.
Exactly.
Okay?
Kind of like what
because
Federer
you have
didn't know what to
Mary
do with
Jo
the ball.
Fernandez who would massage the ball. And you had Sabatini that would come with the one-handed backhand and never had the guts to win.
Go.
I mean, and then you had that Russian girl, and then Arantxa, who was too little, and all she could do was moon the freaking ball. Come on.
Hey, then
just saying.
Arantxa Sanchez Vicario won a couple of majors, though.
She did. French Open.
Exactly.
And now she's broke as hell.
That's because of her family. And look, you're knocking on Arantxa Sanchez. Here's the thing with Carla.
Not her. I'm not knocking.
I get it.
I'm not knocking.
But here's the hypocrisy of Carla. Here's the hypocrisy of Carla Mora Davis. Here's the hypocrisy of her.
I'm not knocking her.
So she just alluded to the fact when I rebutted her comment on Arantxa Sanchez Vicario won a couple of majors. She goes, yeah, well, French Opens. What the hell has Rafael Nadal done his whole career? Her golden boy butt picker? But you don't say, he just won French Opens. The way you just diss Ansel Santos you might
That
have
was in the 80s.
You see this shit?
80s.
That's what I put up with every day. That's what I put up with.
French Open was boring until Guga started playing.
Okay. Look.
I never liked the French Open, and it's still not my favorite, until Guga played, because he made it look exciting.
Okay, curtains of beast. But how are you distracting the narrative of the fact that
you win a US Open?
You just
she did win a US Open too.
But you still just were like, only French Opens. Arantxa Sanchez Vicario, only French Opens. But what has your boy Nadal done? So you're okay.
He can play a hardcore.
Can you please?
He can play in grass.
Can you please?
He can play a hardcore. He can play in all of it.
But it's only the French Opens. Anyway, you just made yourself look like an idiot.
No, I didn't. You just feel stupid.
Okay.
All right. And we were watching Federer and Nadal play the Wimbledon thing. And you know what? I said I understand why people love these two guys. They make you feel.
Who?
They make you feel. You were watching. Even you were getting teary.
Teary? Are you freaking kidding me? That's some bullshit there. There is not. What are you talking about was teary?
You know that old match between them.
We were watching the Nadal Federer match in 2000.
You even smiled because that was something that made
8 or 9 or something.
Justin,
I forget what the year. But this is bullshit. She just
don't
said teary.
Don't make me tell everyone the truth now. Come on.
Okay, go ahead, Carla.
Okay, let's go back to comments. All right.
Jeez. And when we talk about the Federer match today against Manarino,
no, he got lucky.
When we talk about that match, we're gonna talk about old man winner.
So let's go back. Okay, Ryan Mason. I'm going really far back. He says, so what you're saying is, Justin, is to fill a void. So what you're saying, Justin, is to fill a void after the best days are over. Is that why it's so hard to move on? Did you understand it or no? So what you're saying, Justin,
Who asked me the question?
is to fill a void after the best days are over. That's why it's so hard to move on.
Well, I think it plays a large part in it.
Mm-hmm.
Again, the metaphor. So for me, very young, and I'll make a metaphor of this, so maybe it's easier to explain, right? And maybe it's not. But I grew up as the son of a captain in the Navy. He was a physician in the Navy, and a lot of his friends were pilots. Okay, they flew. They weren't doctors like he was, and a pilot. They were just pilots. And they'd freaking fly off at 2,000 miles an hour, and then they'd land on an aircraft carrier, and the catapult, and the resting gear, and all that stuff. It just gives you a thrill. But when you get the damn wings taken away, it's like the lion at the zoo. You take the lion out of the wilderness and throw him in the zoo, and he's deflated. You take a lion and a tribe still in the wilderness, and the younger lion comes around, and the older lion already knows it's his time to kind of venture on. And it's not that they know this. The problem is that they still think in their head that they can do this. And the problem with that is injury. So my only thought process is that Serena's injury, in my opinion, should have happened a year or two ago.
I agree with you.
Number two, Roger Federer's injury hasn't happened yet. Well, in terms of significant, he's had knee surgeries, orthoscopic. I've had a dozen of those. It's not a freaking big deal. But if you're playing on that level, it is. But Roger's injury hasn't happened yet catastrophically because of his fluid game. He's very fluid when he moves out there. Mm-hmm. But in terms of any extreme athlete, skier, snowboarder, whatever the thing is, the rush. The thought of putting that down is very hard to cope with.
Yeah.
Hence why I blew out my knee. Hence why Carla's still playing massive sets. But her injury will happen.
No,
and I told her it's going to happen.
It's going to happen to me, but I kind of stop myself. Like I know, like if I feel, sometimes I'll feel on my right side.
I'm telling you.
So I tell myself, you know what? I'm gonna give it, or like my shoulder. Someone here, okay, AEK Learning says, do you like to play tennis when your heart says give up?
No, I think that I think that's even a really deep question. Think about it. I think Carla and I in the past couple of weeks have played multiple sets, and she's gotten the best of me in pretty much all of them. And sometimes when I get out there, I'm like, I don't even want to go through this again. I don't want to get my ass whipped again. So anyway, long story short is sometimes I think navigating through that down moment and then navigating back to at least finishing at a respectable level is kind of invigorating. Mm-hmm. Because it's psychological, because you're telling your body's telling you, oh shit, you're in pain, stop, you might blow out your leg again. The scoreboard's telling you even worse. But at the same time, if you can manage to shake hands at the net at the end of the match and still put up at least some type of fight, I think it's very peaceful. I think it's very serene.
I think that's it. I know if I can't play anymore, then I'll do something else, I'm serious. And I've thought about, I know that eventually you and I won't be able to play the way we normally play, and that's okay with
the
me.
way we normally play, yes.
And I'm okay with that. I'm really okay with it. But I'm not a pro, and I'm not Serena, and I'm not Federer, so I don't know how they feel. I'm sure they would love to keep playing, but eventually you have to stop.
Yeah.
Venus, yes, Venus, she plays and loses in the first round. Congratulations to her, because she won first round today. Great win for her, not so much for her sister. I was chatting with B-Dog, and he said her leg was wrapped. She was already hurt. That's the same thing Justin's saying. I think she was already hurt.
Would you guys venture down the path of Venus Williams still being more, more long-winded? Her longevity is surpassed Serena tenfold at this point because of her overall build, not so strong, not bulky. So much weight for the knees to carry around. And I don't mean disrespectful weight. She's not obese or something. She's just really big.
Well, there you got Nadal, right? Tennis, somebody's body like Djokovic is much better for tennis than someone like Nadal.
Exactly.
Nadal suffers from more pain probably than Federer and Djokovic.
He's just, bulky.
Because he's so bulky, and his tennis is so hit another ball and hit another ball and hit another ball. And that's why his career, in my opinion, will be the shortest. Even though Federer stops now, it will be the shortest because he's put his body through a lot. Djokovic's body will last a lot longer.
Roger Federer is no longer a threat to any player, in my opinion, on a consistent basis in the top 50, and maybe even top 100. And you guys are probably laughing like, what the hell are you talking about?
He got very lucky today.
But I really think that you can if you're the athlete out there, which I've been, if you're the player out there, which I've been, obviously not at that level, but through college, whatever, played, born into the game, junior tournaments all over the country, college, high school teams, whatever, coached it for 22 years. I believe in calling a spade a spade. Just tell them the truth right off. So you're not making excuses later on because what you told someone before is not working out now. Do you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I've said it here, and again, I always mention this: Federer tattoo on my back, autographed hat from Ethan DA on the wall. I'm a Federer fan, but at the same time, I'm a realist. Federer has been a has-been, in my opinion. I don't even think he necessarily.
I don't know why you call him a has-been.
A has-been in terms of Federer is not a threat to anybody in terms of a major. Federer's not going to win another major.
But you should call him a has-been.
He's a has-been as of now. He's a has-been.
His career is done.
Retire.
His career is
just
done.
Like
don't
Serena.
Call him a has-been.
How else do you say that? His career is over? How else do you say has been better?
His career is over.
Yes, he's a has-been. He has been great, but not now. How do you rephrase that?
Yeah.
I'd rather,
He got lucky that he got through. The guy slipped. Poor guy, because he's also a veteran in tennis. And here he goes and falls and probably hurt his knee really bad. That's someone who really hurt himself. I think Serena came with an injury. She hasn't played much. To me, when I watch her wave, I'm reading some comments here. They think she might come back. I don't think so.
Serena?
If I were her, I'm a mom. I'm raising my daughter. I want to enjoy my life.
It's that high. It's that adrenaline
play the U.S.
high.
Open.
It's that athlete adrenaline high.
So many opportunities. French Open, all the seeds started dropping. Same with this tournament. All the seeds are dropping. Another opportunity gone. U.S. Open should be her last one, in my opinion. Enjoy life.
It's that adrenaline high. It's that adrenaline of competition. Mm. It's the adrenaline of battle, right? Why do some people graduate from college and get their doctorate and then become a Navy SEAL? They like the adrenaline of the trench warfare. And that's the mindset of an athlete. I don't care what sport you are in. I think right now on the women's side, though, believe it or not, I think the women's side has a lot of potential to be a really epic women's. I know Barty was stretched to 3 sets.
3 sets, shocking that she comes with an injury, so I don't see her really going far.
Well, see, I would disagree with you there. I think Barty has the variety for the grass, and especially.
I agree with you, but I don't think that she's 100%. I agree with you. The grass suits her game, perfect for it.
She got variety.
But I don't know that she's 100%. That's my point. Man said did Wimbledon purposely have the grass so slippery this year to curb the movers? And it was the same in 2017, he said.
Yeah, okay. So again, this is a great question, and we talked about this yesterday. I think we've talked about this for the past 3 weeks. We started doing these shows in 2018, I think, and we've done Wimbledon was our first one. So I think this is our fourth Wimbledon. We've talked about the grass for every one of those. When you have any plant and it's green and it's not dead and brown, there's water in it. You've got nitrogen in it. Anyway, but when you're running around on this thing, it becomes wet because you're breaking the skin, right? You're breaking the skin of the plant, right? And moisture. I don't want to beat a dead horse. I already said this twice today, I think. But when you mow your grass, and there's no rain and everything's dry, you still get wet because the grass is wet. There's nothing new about the grass being slippery. You can't make non-slippery grass, otherwise the grass would be brown, just like it is as you get into the second week of Wimbledon. Mm-hmm. So in certain spots on the court, there'll be a lot more traction. In other words, the middle where everybody's kind of trying to recover to. And then you'll have certain spots that are more slippery than others. But that's the name of the game, right?
Yep. So they stopped matches again because of rain.
Okay.
So we haven't even gone through the first round. There's supposed to be more rain tomorrow.
It's okay. Welcome to Wimbledon.
Nick Kyrgios took the first set.
Let's go. Not that I'm a big Kyrgios fan, but okay. Ryan Mason out there. Ryan Mason out there sent me a text message today. By the way, if you ever want to text message me, 251-753-0950 US. But Ryan Mason sent me a text message today. I like text because you can share pictures and stuff. You know, I think it makes it more cool. Like if someone, you know, if you just see, you know, John Doe in a comment, it's not very personal. I'm like, okay, you're just. You know,
some people are scared to show their face.
Okay,
or
well,
you know?
dig in. Let's go. Come on, let's get down. Come on, vamos. Let's go. I don't like vamos because the dog always says it, and I don't like that guy. Forget about it. I forgot what I was going to say.
Good. I'm glad you forgot what you're going to say.
Move forward.
Let's move forward. All right. So we kind of talked about Federer. He got lucky today.
He got lucky.
Yeah.
He got lucky.
I mean, that's just reality. I picked him to win, but he got lucky.
Yeah, you can't.
He went like this. Whew.
You can't tell me that that if Manarino was a threat until he blew out his knee, potentially, in much respect to Manarino, that could be an ACL, MCL, or PCL, had all those. I don't think it's career ending for a tennis player, but at his age, and he's what, early 30s? Manarino's got to be 33, 34. He's been around a long damn time. But if that is the case, if he partially tore MCL, LCL, or PCL.
33.
Yeah,
he looks older than 33.
It's tough to roll back from that.
He looks older than 33.
Been there, done that. Got the T-shirt for sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's see. It was going to be a fifth set. Yeah, but still, this guy. You have to know that Federer is probably going. Thank God.
So this guy 1000 is an ultimate Federer fan. Like anyway. But you can't tell me if you're going to 5 sets in round 1 with Manarino that Federer is a threat to anybody in the second round, third, fourth. Quarterfinal, semifinal, you can't. You're nuts. This set with Manarino, correct me if I'm wrong. I didn't research this. This is off the top, but I don't think Manarino had ever beaten Federer before in a lot of tries. And number 2, I don't think Manarino had ever taken more than 1 set off of him in the best of 5. And he had 2 sets against Federer today prior to his injury.
Well, he plays Gasquet next.
Okay, well, good for them.
Winnable match. All right, let's talk about matches because we teach at 4 o'clock.
Oh, yes.
So.
We have lessons starting in an hour.
We can't ramble too long.
By the way, if you are watching, please hit the subscribe button.
And hit the like, too.
Hit the like button.
There's 16 people that hit the like, but there's 52 of you watching. It's not that hard. Just hit the like.
Or hit a thumbs down because it counts
want.
the same. Hit the thumbs down. That works as well because it's the same deal. Don't hit the thumb. I mean, you can. But anyway, we did some analytics the other day, and I didn't know you could really do all this stuff, and I started looking at it, and 67, how do you say 67 in Spanish?
You asked me this yesterday.
67% of the people that watch our videos are not subscribed. That must mean we suck really bad.
So Nick Kyrgios said they're still playing. Okay, gotcha.
Oh.
And the rest of the matches are suspended, so we got Nori, who's playing Puig. Puig won the first set, 7-6.
Let's go, Puig.
Cilic and Caruso. Cilic's up a set, match suspended. Londero and Mager's up 2-1. Garin is down to Zapata. Zapata's up 2-1. Bolt finally won. Pullman's won. Hurkacz beat Musetti. I guess Musetti's not that good in grass.
Told you that.
Medvedev pulls through in 4. Okay, you thought Struff would give him a tough match.
And he took a set, but that's good. Good for Medvedev. I do have Medvedev and Djokovic meeting in the final. Proof is in the pudding. I got it written right there.
Giri beats Cuevas in 4.
Let's go, Serbia.
Sangren. Go USA. 4 sets.
You said Laszlo Giri won?
Yeah, he won.
Check this out. Kekmanovic won his first round match. Plays Bautista Agut next. Lajovic won his first round match. Plays Dan Evans next. So that's 3 Serbian players in the second round of Wimbledon, and it's a little itty-bitty country.
Lost, I know that.
Freaking go. And what about the people from Belarus? What about the Belarus girls? What do you got? Sasnovich. She's in the second round. You got Azarenka. Azarenka doesn't even register to me to like Azarenka. That's her name. And then who's the other one? Sabalenka. That's how you say their names.
All right, let's look at the rest of the thing. There was somebody that I wrote down something here that I was going to say. There's a Savannah Rava. Remember, she left the tour, had a baby.
Go for her.
And she beat, who did she beat? I wrote it down. I can't find it now.
What about Rinderneck and Ott? When we were doing our fantasy team discussions to start before the tournament, I ended up switching from Ott.
She beat Buskova, which is a good player.
Good for her. I made a proclamation that Ott would be a good fantasy team choice for your 3-point player, for your wild card. And the last time I checked, it was 9-9 in the 5th set with Ott against Rinderneck.
It's Lajovic, not
Let's go, Rajovic. Let's go.
It sounds about the same, really.
Let's go, Djokovic hat from Flo.
Yeah.
Come on. I'd love to see Jiri, Lajovic. And oh, by the way, I heard Troitsky just retired. Didn't Victor Troitsky just retire?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go, Troitsky. He always reminded me of Mikhail Yuzny.
Yeah.
You know, they just had the same court presence.
Yeah. All right.
All right, we good?
Yeah, let's talk about more matches.
All right, let's go. Notable men's matchups.
Oh, Zverev won. Puppy Hater won today. Let's see. Oh, Murray. He won. We were talking about that. He beat your wife beater. No child support guy.
Bashilashvili?
Yeah.
He's not my guy. I just thought at one point in my life, I thought Bashilashvili would be a top 5 player. And I think somehow my top 5 player thoughts.
Ott won the tiebreaker, by the way.
Told you should have picked him.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. Called that. And because Ott was more match ready coming in. But hey, you know, you can't really say too much.
Korda takes out the grass winner. D Minor proves that you should not play a tournament right before the sun.
That's what I was talking about. You just reminded me.
Mm-hmm.
I got into this tangent about something and I forgot where I was talking about before.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Mason sent us a comment. And it's very true. And Carla said this the other day on the show. She said that why do some of these players win a tournament, a smaller tournament, on the same surface before the same surface major? And then win the tournament on the surface that's smaller and then go to the major and just get their throat cut out in the first round the next time, right?
Stupid.
So I think Ryan Mason indicated that for the French Open, what was it? It was Korda in there. Anyway.
There was a whole bunch that went out.
In other words, the metaphor is there's times when a young player will go play like a 250 or 500 level tournament or premier level, whatever, prior to a major. They'll win the damn thing. And then they come in or make a final and they come in and lose in the first round of the major. Mm-hmm. What's your explanation from that?
Mm-hmm. Tired.
Wore out?
Yeah.
Got too confident and, you know, thought you were going to beat everybody?
So Andujar beats Herbert.
Good.
Yeah. Someone had that.
Yeah, a couple of people had that.
All right. So any matches that we want to see for tomorrow? Let's see. I mean, most of these first rounds are not done. I'm not going to talk about most of the results because you guys know that, you know, I mean.
Okay, men's intriguing matchups. Djokovic, Anderson will be good because it's 2 quality players. Djokovic sails easily. Rublev against Tiafoe. Let's see if Tiafoe can back up the Tsitsipas win. Evans and Lajovic, I'm going for Lajovic here. The Serbians are not only our trench warfare maestros, they dig deep in the trenches, but I think that I would like to see Lajovic win this, and also the Serbian viewers are 10% of our
Karatsev and
viewers.
Chardy are playing. That should be interesting.
Kekmanovic and Bautista Agut. Bautista Agut could come in and take a loss to Kekmanovic, so that's another match that I think is good.
Sandgren, Zverev, so they're playing their second round. Meanwhile, some people are still playing their first round.
Yeah.
That sucks.
They're like, get these bozos out of here. I want to see that.
Oh,
Tell me who wins. Let her go play in the street. Let's keep these other players on the court, right?
So
Sandgren who?
Cornet and Andreescu don't play till tomorrow. And I wanted to see that. Keys, Davis, and Bolcher, Sabalenka, Golubic, Collins would be good. Okay. Pliskova, Vekic. Vekic is being Pliskova.
Oh, Jabeur and Venus Williams would be good.
Durango, Kenin.
Yeah.
Pekovic, Krejcikova. Kasatkina, Tig.
Do you think Katie Bolter can come in and make a Bolter anthill? You got Murray Mountain and Hema Hill and all this. Do you think Katie Bolter can come in and knock Sabalenka off? They play.
No, I don't think so. Love Iron Man. So do I.
Okay, we have lessons to teach in about 50 minutes, and we have to go unload balls and blow the courts off because it rained in the past hour. So we're going to go do that. Tomorrow night's show will be around 9 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, and right now it is 3:05.
We'll have more time at night.
So tomorrow night it will be later, but it should be more in-depth because the matches will be done. And
Bertans, too, who's about to retire, out today.
Ouch.
All right. All right, guys.
You know, I was pretty excited about that. It's pretty excited. I'm just tearing out my mathematics here. All right, we will see you tomorrow night. Probably around 9 o'clock Central Time. Could be 10, but we will damn sure get it done. Let's go. Vamos. Say, come on.
Adios.
Come on.